Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, just so you're aware, there's a ninja over your shoulder. See?
Oh, wow.
He's already ready for Ninja November.
What?
You, sir, are already ready for Ninja November.
That's funny.
All right. So, ladies, gents, others, I am joined today by Soldotna Kenai, by the Kenai Peninsula's own Victor Vicious Rodriguez, as well as coaches Seth, Stacey, and Jason Chaveria.
One clap.
They say you can.
And we're all hydrating. We're all hydrating. That's important.
Cheers. I'm drinking vinegar. Cheers, buddy.
You are.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Salud.
Yeah. Hey, salute. So Victor, congratulations on making it to Las Vegas, to the Ultimate Fighting Championship. I know this has been a very long trip for you. So tell us what's going through your mind now, and then tell us a little bit about the expectation versus the reality of when you got there.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better now. At first, it was there was a lot of pressure because of the paperwork. Everything was last minute. I had to go take a lot of tests, eye exams, MRIs, blood work. 2 weeks notice. There was just so much paperwork. I'm so lucky my girlfriend helped me out because there's a lot of paperwork. I'm not good at it. So I was very stressed out about that. And of course, you know, just making it to the UFC, that's pressure in itself. But today I feel great, man, hanging out with my coaches here, just having a good time, just enjoying it, enjoying Vegas. Feel better now, you know?
So when you first started fighting, almost 10 years ago, what did you think it would be like if you finally made it to the UFC versus now that you've made it, they've welcomed you?
You know, I didn't really think about it that far because, you know, a small part of me didn't think it was realistic in a sense. I thought if I would have made it, I would have made it just maybe once or twice. Like a person like me, I wasn't supposed to do this, you know? So like, to me, I didn't think about it that much because I didn't really see myself being here this early. You know, I figured I'd be here when I was 33 and I was just going to be able to fight once or twice for that promotion, you know, if that. So I didn't really think about it. But now that I'm here, it's awesome, man. They treat their fighters amazingly. Like, I never thought how good they treat their fighters. They treat their fighters very good. So there's that.
So that's what I've heard. Earlier in the summer, I got to interview Uros Medic before his fight on Dana White's Contender Series. And he was saying the same thing you're saying. Like, he was blown away by how well they're treating him, how everything is taken care of, how well everyone is treated. So, you know, congratulations on that. You've earned it. If you could talk a little bit about your path and some of the places that you fought in order to fight here.
Okay, so yeah, I first started fighting for Matt Plant, Soldotna Sports Center. Very small town show, and I got an opportunity to go fight for Anchorage. You know, I didn't do so well my first professional fight, so I came back to the drawing board. I got good, and then started working my way up again, and I got an opportunity to fight for Anchorage again, and fought for a belt against a tough opponent. Did really, really well, and one thing led to the other, and now I'm here. So just started off from Soldotna, Alaska, man. Small town. Yeah.
Coach Seth, can you talk a little bit about the expectation versus the reality coming in as a coach?
Well, being supportive is like, he had so much paperwork to do and so much responsibility. That's something because like we don't have an athletic commission in the state of Alaska, right? So like he had to do MRIs and he had to go get physicals and he had to do eye checks. And he's got to do his medicals every fight. So we didn't have any of that stuff done, something that you would normally have if you were an amateur to fight in any commissions down here in the lower 48. So looking at the amount of work and then, really coming here, like everybody thinks it's going to be like a bunch of good times going out and like seeing Las Vegas. With the COVID, it's not like that right now. We have to be in here. We have to be quarantined under lock and key. When we get, because we get tested, we can't risk him getting it or Jason getting it. We're literally like taken to the store and then back to the store or back home, and that's it. It's very limited stuff. We get tested every day as far as for our temperature screen, right? Screen. We want to make sure that we're good after the fight. Like for instance, they've already told us like if you leave after the fight and you go out, you cannot come back on premises. Because of the exposure, the potential exposure here, because of the other possible fights, so it doesn't shut down the show. So it's work, right? Not in a bad way. Like the experience is beautiful and it's special, and we're enjoying the process. We're enjoying the journey, but literally it is work. There's a lot of responsibilities, a lot of meetings, a lot of things being on time. You got to be professional. You got to represent. These are all the qualities that Vic carries, So, when you look at these things in this job, you can't just go and hang out and it's a party time. It's not that way. We feel that energy because it's very exciting and it's new, but at the same time, it's a very high level professional thing. And that's something that I've never heard any other fighters really talk about it. I've never heard any other coaches kind of talk about it. It's just kind of probably for them, it's probably an everyday thing. Not such a shell shock. But what Vic says is true. They treat their fighters extremely well. They make sure that their health is on point and that they're good to go. And they give them meals. Like Vic's got all of his meals laid out for him, all of his supplementations, when to take it, all that stuff. So it's a big step up. And it's a great thing. That makes me happy that, my fighter, my friend, my brother is at that level. Even though he's going out and risking his health, when he's fighting, I know that at least everything else between that is going to change his life. And that's important to me. So I'm very happy about that, excited. So expectation versus reality. I figured we'd come down, do our thing. We'd see everybody. We'd chill back, relax, and wait for fight day. But it's not that. It's a lot of responsibilities and meetings.
Yeah, the hotel here, it's covered by security everywhere. People can't come in. When you come in, you got to know who you are, this and this and that. When you walk to the door, there's security there. It's
tight. They take it serious.
Yeah, they're taking it very serious.
Yeah, I just got sent back to the room because I didn't have a mask for her. She was like, no credentials, no mask. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'll be back.
So, yeah, so that's expectations versus reality, right?
Victor, you had your hand raised a second. Was there something that you wanted to add, or is that what you got out?
That's what I wanted to add. Just like the security and how strict it is about COVID, man. They take it serious, and they're making sure all the fighters are all protected and yeah.
Speaking of that too, they treat their coaches well. Their cornermen, we got a bunch of swag and stuff outside of our corner gear. I figured when we were going to come down, we would get our corner gear and stuff, but they took care of us. They gave us some shirts and some shoes and some bags and stuff like that. Socks. Took care of us. I was really,
those are some pretty spiffy shirts. By the way.
So that was really cool of them. I feel, I feel taken care of like that. We all got hats too. So it was a pretty cool. It was pretty cool for that, right?
Yeah.
Alone.
Sandals.
Congratulations. Congratulations on your. Well, you got some cool. Of course, you got stuff, dude. They're obligated to give you stuff because you're awesome. They're like, this guy's charming. They're all charming. No one else got the swag bag. Like none of the other cornermen. Like they just got it because you're charming. They're like, tell us Alaska stories. Does everyone live in an igloo? Yeah. Or
nope, everybody else got it. Everybody else got it.
Yeah.
Do you have a pet bear? What are moose like in real life?
Yeah.
They just have Alaska.
Khabib has nothing on us.
Yeah, right.
Well, all of our children start training with bears, so it's like nothing.
Yeah.
Except for my kid does kickboxing with them.
Which is one of the things that I didn't understand about bears. I didn't know they were so flexible until I saw that brown bear do the question mark kick. I thought they were just kind of like lazy, like they would have just thrown it up. I didn't think they'd have put any hip into it. But no, this brown bear did a full-on question mark kick.
And that with the fisherman?
Yeah.
It was impressive.
Was that with the fisherman?
Yes. Yeah, it was.
I see that fight.
Yeah, he's got like waders on.
Yeah.
But I also saw it in Anchorage, though.
Yeah,
Those are some tough bears up here. You know, they're scrappy.
100%.
So on this card, fighting on this card with you is Bryce Mitchell, Thug Nasty, and he is finally getting his custom camo fight trunks.
Yeah, I actually ran into him. Anyways, finish. Sorry.
No. This is cool. Like people want to hear these stories. Tell me.
Yeah.
So
I was going downstairs and I was just walking to the office and stuff because I forgot my key in my room. So downstairs I ran into him. He was weighing himself in and I said, "Hey man, did you get your camel shorts?" He said, "Yeah, man." And
That's so awesome.
I talked to him for a little bit and stuff like that. Got to meet the dude. He's a really cool guy, man. Talked to him a little bit. I told him how I'm from Alaska. He was like, "Whoa, Alaska!" Even his coach in Alaska. And I told him how I wanted to walk out with my boots, but they didn't let me. But we just had a cool little laugh. He's such a cool guy, man. Took a picture with me and everything. So he got his shorts.
Did you talk to him about fishing? Because that's one of those things that's a very Alaskan thing to do. I know you enjoy fishing. You know, you could have had a brand new fishing buddy. Take him ice fishing.
Yeah, you know what? I wish I could have. I just he seemed like he was he seemed kind of busy, so I was just happy enough to get a picture. So I let him do his thing, and I just kind of said hi and this and that. Told him I'm from Alaska and just carried on my way,
So
I wish I could have, though. I kind of regret that because that would have been awesome to get him up there in Alaska and start fishing and stuff like that. Because I'm sure he would have been down.
Oh, it'll happen. It'll happen because it's supposed to happen. But going back to Thug Nasty and his trunks, what do custom Victor Rodriguez trunks look like?
Oof, that's a tough one, man. I probably just have my gyms in there: AK-49, Revive Jiu-Jitsu, just all my gyms that kind of like helped me get where I was at. I know it sounds kind of crazy because you're not supposed to get sponsors, but if I were to get some shorts, I'd probably get the gyms that helped me get here, man, because they really do mean a lot to me. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have got here. So,
you want to give them all a shout out real quick?
Yeah, on AK-49 Martial Arts, Revive Jiu-Jitsu, Nikki Russell at
Certitude Strength. Yeah, strength.
Yep. I want to give a shout out to 10th Planet as well, All American Training Center. Yeah, all of them, man. Thank you guys so much.
All right, there were a couple of other questions that I wanted to touch on. So your very first fight is on a card with Anderson Silva, who is arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest, mixed martial artists of all time. Do you have a particular Anderson Silva fight that sticks out to you?
I do. I have two, actually. I like the one where he knocked out Belfort with that front kick. That was awesome. I actually we were looking out the window. We actually saw Anderson Silva walk in. Yeah, and it was awesome. We were all freaking out. He had an awesome little sweater with his signature kick. So I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah. And my second one when he fought the American Gangster when he was kind of getting beat up. Yeah. All the whole fight, and last minute he got in with the triangle. I mean, he was getting beat up, but man, that's that kind of shocked the whole world. So that was cool.
Those were both great fights with Chael Sonnen. Both of those fights with Chael Sonnen, that champion's mind state at the very last second, being able to slip in the triangle or ducking the crazy spinning back fist that no one had ever seen Chael Sonnen throw, and putting his knee in the sternum of a grown man. Anderson Silva is one of those fighters that has you're able to develop memories of just because he has so many great fights. Coach, is that technically a teep? What he threw in the Vitor Belfort fight?
Huh?
In the Vitor Belfort.
It's more of a front snap kick.
Yeah, it's more front snap.
It's more of a front snap kick. Hinge kick.
Like a karate kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great kick. It unchambers. Like a teep, I mean, it's more like a foot jab in a lot of ways, right? But there's several different styles of front kicks, right? A teep can be something to stop somebody, or you can use it to move into them, or you can use like more like a punch, or then you can like hinge the kick, right? More to the sternum, and then kind of like Anderson did, boom, just front snap kick. Right.
Now, yeah, that's a fight worthy of its own conversation and everything leading up to it. Coach Seth, is there a particular Anderson Silva memory that sticks out to you?
The fight with Forrest Griffin. That was incredible. Rich Franklin, because I really liked Rich Franklin. He was a great fighter, but to just watch what Anderson did to him, I was just like blown away. The fight with Dan Henderson. I mean, I don't know what Anderson.
He choked him.
Yeah, what Anderson Silva fight isn't like really awesome. You know, especially in the beginning years, there was so much that he did. It was just incredible. You know, for sure. So
he was just operating at a completely different level than anyone else at the time. Coach Jason, is there a particular Anderson fight that sticks out to you?
I love his first one in the UFC with Chris Lieben.
Yeah, that was a great fight.
And he just toyed with him. Yeah, he's just pawing at him, just toying, just beep, beep, beep. And next thing you know, he's sleeping him.
I'm very excited for you guys. Now, one second. Let me get back to that other question. There were a bunch of other questions. Okay, if this is the last thing that you say to the folks back home, Victor, there's something that you can say to the folks in Soldotna, in Kenai, on the peninsula, in Alaska, you are the AFC's 135 champion. Sir, what is it that you want to say to the state of Alaska, people around the world who became fans of yours after the fight with Jared Mazurek? What would you want to say to them?
I just want to say that I'm very grateful, man. I really, really blessed. Everybody's love and support. It's I don't want to say overwhelming because that's a bad word, but man, I'm truly lucky to have all the people following me and helping me out, sending me nice messages. That really helps out a lot, whether people know it or not. You know, it's a lot of pressure, a lot of big things going on here. So all those things help out. I just want to say thank you to everybody. You know, thank you so much. Your messages don't go unseen. You know, I got a lot of things to do here, but I'm very grateful and thank you guys so much, man. I hope I inspire somebody to go out there and do something they really enjoy doing, man. For real, I really do.
Coach Seth, is there anything you would like to say to your students back home?
You got to believe in yourself. You got to set goals for yourself. You got to work hard, be dedicated, be responsible, be disciplined more than anything. And if it's something that you want, don't quit. If you fall down on the journey, pick yourself up and keep going. Don't let it deter you. You know, that's what I would say. I mean, truly, that's what I say. I think that's really the most important values in anything that you do in life is having a clear vision and goals of where you want to go. And then, you know, going for that, you know, that's what I'd say. That's what I say to them. So,
Coach Jason, you've been on the podcast many times. We've had conversations about faith. We've had conversations probably about monster movies. I guess what I'm asking you here, sir. You're a minister. How do you think about it? What are your thoughts going into all of this? When you take a step back, what do you see?
Oh, I feel like God places certain people in places that he wants them to be used and use that area as a platform to give him glory and to send his message. And God uses unlikely people. Throughout the Bible, he used unlikely people that other people didn't think could do anything. You know, he's used, like in the book of Judges, for instance, is filled with people like Gideon was a coward hiding, and an angel of the Lord came to him and said, "Rise, mighty warrior." And Gideon was like, "Who?" And he was he raised him up. He raised up women like Deborah to lead the Israelites, and a little shepherd teenage boy to beat a giant, David and Goliath. It just goes, the list goes on, and I feel like God takes the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And Vic is very humble, and he's very grateful, and he knows that God's carrying him and God's with him, and he knows that he's doing the will of God because it's all coming together. And we've all been just feeling this, this moment. We've just been praying together. We've been talking together. We've been talking about everything, not just the fight, but we talk about life, relationships, food, marriage. We talk about all kinds of stuff, man. And so from what this moment we've gained here as a team, I think we've grown just being locked in here. We've grown as friends and teammates and comrades. And it's been a great experience, man. Just getting here. And I can't believe I'm here with them. They invited me to come alongside him, and I'm grateful to be here. And we've just been dumbfounded the whole time, walking around oohing and eyeing over everything. like super fanboys. Oh, we're constantly like, oh my gosh, look at this. Oh my God, look at that. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm supposed to do that. We're just constantly blown away by everything. And it's been a great learning experience. And believe it or not, God's provided us a line of fighters that are going to be coming out of Alaska because of this door that's been opened for Victor, and doors that have been closed for Victor that have made the way straight for him here in such a timely manner, and he's been chosen for such a time as this, and he's got a line of fighters that are right behind him that follow him, and they're good fighters.
Yeah, so if anybody out there, anybody that's trying to do this, just fighting in general and wants to go this far, like I feel like Coach Seth, Coach Jason, myself, we're all going to be able to help them out. The people that really want it and want to be there and want to put in the hard work and stuff like that. If I'm talking to you guys, it's very possible, man. Like now that we're here, keep working hard, and like Coach Seth tells me, believe in yourself. I'm still struggling with it a little bit, and that's why I'm lucky to have both of these guys here. So if you guys are listening to this, keep at it, man. It's very possible, and we're gonna open up doors for you guys.
Something I want to say too is like Vic is not just a fighter; he is a martial artist and a good human being.
Yeah.
What do you do after your fight career is over? Vic is capable of coaching. There's so many things. You have to be well-rounded, and that's a lot of things that Jason was just discussing. Is like everybody wants to fight hard, and that's great. But now he is he's a UFC athlete. Okay, he's a representative for the greatest fight organization on the planet. So if he acts like an ass or says foolish things or does things out of line, how do you think the UFC is going to be with that? You can't, right? So you can't just always fight good, right? Yeah. The concept is to be a martial artist, and respect, discipline, honor. These are the things that carry that as well. That's what you develop into. You develop into the competitor because you develop the tools and the mindset and the personality and the growth as a human being, and you want to go out into combat and you want to test your skills against other people. That's what it takes. Not just throwing punches real hard, not just being tenacious, not being an angry person, not those things. You have to be a well-rounded human being.
Yeah, on and off the mat.
Okay, right?
For sure.
On and off. That's exactly it. And that's the important thing, right? That's what we worked a lot on, is how he carried himself and how he handled like frustration, right? Too, like same with me. He helped me grow there too. Composure. So many things, man. So I'm glad that you said what you said, Jason. I'm going to touch on a lot of those things. That's important for fighters to understand that, how you carry yourself, who you are, before and after and during.
So before we depart, because I know that you have a schedule that you've got to keep, Victor, you got to get some sleep, you got to rest, recover, work, do all that good stuff. All of this said, you took a short notice fight against Adrian Yanez. Do you feel like you've been able to properly develop a game plan against your opponent?
I mean, it's obviously 2 weeks, in advance. I mean, it's 2 weeks, but I'm lucky I have Coach Seth, where he's a genius when it comes to this kind of thing. So we got a couple tricks, and we got a couple things we want to use against him. And I feel we did a workout today, and I feel good about it, and we're just gonna have to go see what happens, Yeah. So we're gonna be in there playing with fire, and it's gonna be one of us, me or him. And I'm just excited to go out there and put on an awesome show for Soldana and the whole world, man. I'm excited.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, he's also only had 2 weeks to prepare for Victor Rodriguez. So
He was in camp before that, but you're not wrong in that instance, right? Vic has been working on staying ready for the most part, but just getting it put together, that is hard, and this is what happens in fights, Yanez says that he was happy to have Vic be there as a fight, for him. And that's it. He could have been off the card and had to wait or, dropped out. And so with 2 weeks notice, we're just going to go and put out that, game plan. We've been game planning for many fights. We do the same things that we do all the time. It's just like slightly different variations of things.
Yep. It's like it's like music.
Yeah.
Yeah. We show up with like a jam band. We show up and we jam.
And with COVID, it has been tough, on Vic's training, but yet we've still found a way. We've been training the whole time, off and on, and getting things set, and he was doing anything and everything that he could to try to keep himself on point. To be honest, I'll say this just in case you post this on YouTube. He's already on weight. He's eating. He's good. We're ready. He could go eat any kind of food he wants. I hope Yanez has a great weight cut because he's already done.
Coach,
I've been eating a lot too.
As you should, and I'm grateful that you have. I'm gonna get all of your food your food adventures when you get back. You mentioned it being like a jam band. How much of the fight is improvisation? Like, you have a game plan, but like, how much of the fight tends to be improvisation?
Well, it depends on Vic's feel, right? We see certain things that Yanez does. We know certain things that Vic does. We're focused on Vic, but yet we focus on our opponent to, because they can always change and do different things, right? I'm sure, Yanez, he's a professional, so he's always evolving and growing himself.
Mm-hmm.
So we just look at, certain things that's going on. And at this point in time, we look at what things Vic does good, right? And we just put him in places and situations and just go from there. That's what we can do, right?
All right.
So, yeah, it is improv right now, right? That's it. You got to be good. Sometimes it's not about your opponent. We're going to go out and do what we want to do.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what we're going to do, right? We're going to do what we want to do.
Definitely.
Right? That's it.
Yeah, we had a huge game plan going against Jared.
Uh-huh.
And that's all that everybody else sees.
Yeah. And we did what we wanted to do there too.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? That's exactly it. So, it's gonna be exciting. I know that about Vic. Vic is not a dull fighter by any means.
No.
All right.
No, he's an animal.
So I guess, Vic, my last question, this isn't a serious question at all. If you can eat anything, that's something your coach brought up, you're already on weight. When you're done with a fight and you can eat whatever you want in the city of Las Vegas where nothing ever really closes, what are you getting? Is there a part of you that's like a California kid? I'm going to go to In-N-Out, and then I'm going to go to Fat Burger because we don't have it in Alaska? Or are you going to like find real food?
Well,
Too late.
Well, I already went in and out, but like it's all strict here. So
Should tell him you're in and out meal. Give this weight cut meal breakdown.
So basically,
You got animal style.
Yeah, so when you get a ride from the UFC, they're very strict, right? You can just go to Whole Foods, just healthy food and stuff. So one time we had a driver, and we kind of I don't want to say his name because I don't want to get him in trouble. But we went to In-N-Out. We had a burger with him, and he told us not to tell anybody. And I thought that was amazing. You know, freaking got to go to In-N-Out with my coach and the driver, and we kind of made him do something that he wasn't supposed to.
But
That's one of my favorite.
We don't
memories.
ever get those foods, right?
Yeah.
I had to go get a double, man. I haven't had one of those.
And
in
what
years.
else? What else did you have?
Milkshake and some fries.
Yeah.
Go animal style.
Animal style. No, not
No,
animal
not
style.
animal
No.
style. It was close. Yeah.
But yeah, that was awesome, man. I had an In-N-Out burger. Oh, amazing. I haven't had one in forever.
It was on our way to a meeting, so it was all within good reason. We had some time that we could kill to go get something to eat. So,
Have a team meeting.
but
That's it. It was a team meeting
it
and a
was.
team bonding
It was.
experience. As a coach,
It was.
It was important.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needed that.
I-
and especially when I found out, like, the other day when he weighed himself and he was still at, like, 137. This morning when he weighed, he was at 135.
Yeah.
And I was like, good Lord, dude. I'm like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm about it. Like, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I talked with Dwayne and I was like, yeah, Vic's already on weight. He's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, he's eating real good. He's like, you need to take that kid to Burger King. Funny.
So, real quick, Coach Seth, I know I've said like 5 times, you know, a short amount of time. Have you gotten, without going into specifics, have you gotten good advice from Sensei Ludwig?
Yeah, I mean, he's been there. Shout out to Juan Archuleta too, because he's given great advice.
Yeah.
Tiki, he's given great advice. Yeah, Dwayne. I mean, TC, yeah. Dwayne has always given me great advice. I mean, he's super busy with his new gym that he's got all set up and stuff like that. But you know, he definitely makes priority and gives good advice. So yep, utilizing it, staying focused. Something I think too with that is he's also letting us walk a little bit alone. Right? It's not too much. It's just something, to be honest with you. I think truly what's great is that we got this opportunity, we earned this opportunity, and instead of everybody laying tons of advice, I think they're letting us do what we do. I've had them say, enjoy the process, enjoy the journey. I've had that from 3 different people from their advice. And that doesn't feel like I'm left alone. What that tells me is like, love what you're doing and enjoy the experience of what you're doing. You've earned this.
Yeah.
This is that level. So yeah, I mean, good advice, but at the same time, just enough.
I would
Not too
say
much.
this would be the best part of the job,
Yeah.
because as a youth minister or preacher, like preaching is the easiest part of me being a youth pastor.
Yes.
And but the other part is talking, following up with kids, doing all the paperwork, doing, you know, setting everything up, all that stuff you don't see behind the scenes, and that goes for hours and hours.
Growth.
Yeah.
There's I don't think there's anything that we haven't grown on down here. Every day getting better, growing, learning something new, becoming more professional, getting more proficient.
Yeah,
100%.
I tucked in my shirt today.
Yeah. You looked good.
Thank you.
You look good.
That's great.
All right. So
This guy, he's like
before I let
Dr.
you,
Evil.
I know this is weird. This is a weird thing to ask, but if you happen to run into Dana and you get close to him, I want to know what a billionaire smells like.
I never thought about that. I was waiting.
No, I want to know, and ask him what cologne he
He's gonna be
uses.
You meet him on Friday.
Friday.
I made him Friday.
Yeah.
He meets him
Yeah,
Friday.
like ask him what he wears when he's trying to like impress Mrs. White. You know, like I want to know. I want to know what that man smells like on date night, because that's what I want to smell like. Like, I'm sure he doesn't
I
smell
don't
like
think
the affliction
Vic's gonna
cologne.
ask that, though. I don't think that'd be good. That might give Dana the wrong impression.
Yeah, right.
Hey Dana, I don't want to sound weird or nothing, but there's this
What kind of
podcaster
cologne?
in Alaska. I'm doing this for him, man.
Yeah.
Is that, is that
I'll
brute?
be at weigh-ins, right?
Is that
I'll
brute?
be at weigh-ins, looking at my opponent, be like, what the fuck?
And that's where when you become Victor the Wolfman Rodriguez.
So if you guys ever see me, if I'm in weigh-ins and I'm like, you know why? You can thank Will Baker.
Yeah. Yes, you can. Yes, you can thank me. And I will share it with the world. I'll let him know he's wearing Old Spice.
Oh.
He's when you're worth a couple $100 million, you can wear whatever you want. I was telling I think it was my wife earlier, like I wouldn't bathe for weeks if I was worth $1 billion. I'd be like, I think I'd wait until someone said something. Like I'd still shave and stuff, but I don't think that I would scrub up too often. Like it would just be, there would be a nasty smell, but I'd keep a shave.
Yep.
All right.
Hold on, I ordered a hot sauce, a $20 hot sauce. Is that it? Oh, never mind.
Somebody called my name.
Are you hearing stuff,
I
Coach?
think so.
I think my coach been quarantined too long.
Might be.
Anyways,
Hey,
can I tell you my favorite part? Can I tell you my favorite part of this whole trip?
100%. I'd love to hear it.
I don't know these charades, dude.
No, definitely not sure.
That's pretty good, Jay.
No, definitely. My favorite part is I never wear UFC gear. I never ever bought UFC gear. And I told myself I want to. My first pair of UFC gear is gonna be designed for me, and it's gonna have my last name. And today I got to do that. I got to put on my first pair of UFC gear with my official name on it, and that was absolutely amazing to me. So that was awesome, man.
Yeah, it was a beautiful moment.
Yeah,
That's
it was
right.
awesome, man.
Proud of
Yeah.
you, man.
And now we got all UFC merch.
That's
so
right.
It's pretty awesome, man. That was my favorite part.
Cool, man.
I never wanted to wear it because it was whack. I'm joking. I thought it was whack. I thought it was like, I didn't want to wear like UFC. If I wasn't in the UFC, I told them I would wear like my gym or Coach Seth's gym or whoever I was training with, wear their gyms,
Yeah.
you know, and you and the cat's killing me. It's hard to have a conversation.
Her name's Butterfinger.
Yeah.
Butterfinger.
Nutter butter.
No,
That's funny.
nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Nutter butter. Nutter butter. Nutter butter.
You should just do a video podcast of that for like 20 minutes.
Just nutter butt.
Just literally just sit there and say that for like 20. You know that'd go viral, dude.
Oh my God. It would the podcast Me and My Kitten would be the most listened to
Me
thing.
and my kitten.
Me and my kitten.
And here's the thing, I'd get angry emails from some Karens who are like, no, it would be my kitten and I, you doofus. Like, and that's why you have no friends, but you have a kitten. I got friends and a kitten winning.
Boom.
And by friends,
Hello.
I mean like Jason and my kitten.
It's funny.
Guys, thank you so much. Do the things you're supposed to be doing, and the things that are supposed to happen are going to happen. And you guys are living, walking, breathing, talking examples of that. Chumbawamba would be proud of you.
That's awesome. Whoever that may be.
Who's
I don't know.
Jason
That's
knows
how
Chumbawamba. You ever heard Chumbawamba? They had a
It's a
song about
song.
getting knocked down and then getting back up.
Yeah.
But they also,
awesome.
yeah. And because in
Yeah.
life, that's what you got to do, man.
Are they German?
Huh?
Are they German?
No, I think they're Irish, but
Irish or British or something?
one of those. They're like,
Yeah.
they speak English with accents.
Oh, gotcha.
But interesting note about Chumbawamba before we leave. They released a record in 2008 called The Boy Bands Have Won, and it's actually better than anything the Beatles have ever done. I will say that, and I will own that. That record is
Wow,
better than
that's a
anything the
big
Beatles have
statement.
ever done. Jason,
Ever.
if you have Apple Music, I will include the link. I will send you the link, and if you are listening at home, I will include the link in the description. It is better than anything the Beatles have done,
Wow.
and these guys are anarchists for real. They told people not to buy their album, just shoplift it in the days when you could still shoplift.
Oh, okay, I remember this. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they still managed to sell a lot of records.
You know.
I want to give a big shout out to Woke and Bake.
Woken Bake.
Podcast. Yes, sir. Thank you, Will. Thank you for always being my friend, man. I really appreciate it, man.
Victor,
Yes,
I'm so excited to see you grow, my friend. I got a heavy bag hanging in my garage that the champ installed. All right.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like this is a I get to watch my friend achieve his goals and his dreams. And in the process, my friend helps me achieve my goals and dreams. Sir, this is what's supposed to be because it's what's supposed to be. It's like Coach Jason said, we're all on this path together. Our paths are going in different direction, but my job, my occupation, my obligation as your friend, as Jason's friend, as Seth's friend, is to do anything that I can to amplify your voices, particularly because you're putting out, as Mark would say, good shit. All right. You're putting out the good stuff, the good energy. And I've absorbed it. I've kept it in my life because it is the good energy and it is the positive movement that is supposed to be going forward. Victor, you are doing the things you are supposed to be doing, and your coaches are doing the things that they are supposed to be doing, and everything is coming together because it's supposed to.
Because it was meant to be.
Let me tell you something.
Absolutely.
I remember before all this happened, when I was actually working on your house, me and you were talking about all this, and I was going to get an opportunity to go to Bellator before all this happened, and I told you if I ever go do something like this, that one day I have a 4-fight contract, meaning no matter what happens tonight or Saturday night, I have 3 more opportunities to prove myself. And I told you that I will bring you here on one of those times so you can do your job with professional athletes, and I promise you, you will do that, okay?
You're 100%. You're bringing me with you right now, and I'm talking to a professional athlete. No, sir. Understand, you brought me with you, and I get to bring everyone listening.
He just entered the matrix.
With us, all right?
And that's how
you took us with you.
Like that.
Dude, that's so
We are
dope.
there with you, and you are showing us the way. So I'm grateful for what you're doing. I'm grateful that you're going there. I'm grateful for Kanye West for running for president. I'm grateful for everything coming together. It's turning out the way it's supposed to be because that's the way it's supposed to be. Victor, I know you don't listen to the podcast, but I also know you've swung a hammer in 20 below, right?
I actually listened to your podcast last time with you were talking to, who were you talking to, the last one, Jay's coach?
Oh, Jake.
Jake, yeah, I listened to your last podcast, man. I thought it was awesome. I listened to Jake's story about how he was fishing. It's one of my favorite fishing stories, how he was fishing, and then we saw a little kid fishing, and taught him a couple things, and one thing led to another, and he started talking about fighting, and then he said, "Oh yeah, my dad's a fighter," and he said, "Who's your dad?" And he said, "It's Victor Rodriguez," and I thought it was pretty cool, man. He said, "You never know who you're gonna hang out with. You're probably hanging out with the little kid that his father's going to the UFC." So I do listen to your podcast, man. So I appreciate that.
I hope you have the best week ever, and I hope that when you're done on Sunday, when you're done on Saturday, please do me a favor, stay for the Anderson Silva fight. He is one of my favorite fighters of all time, and it's one of those things, like, we don't get to go with you, especially on this one, but you get to be there for us. And Anderson Silva and Uriah Hall are 2 of my favorite athletes of all time.
Super exciting.
I love listening to Uriah Hall speak. He's such a motivational guy. He really is. Listening to him speak about his experience hits my soul in a very, very real way. So I please stay and enjoy it and absorb all of the energy that's going to be there. Because when he fought on Tough, this was the fight that people were like, this has to happen. This guy needs to fight Anderson Silva. And now that guy gets to fight Anderson Silva in his last fight in the UFC. And
awesome.
That's awesome. And so I hope they cater it with the best food ever.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for sure, man.
I'm sure they'll have great catering. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, have so much fun. Seth, have so much fun. Coach Jason, have so much fun and keep doing the things you know you're supposed to be doing.
Yes, sir.
Osu,
Whoosh.
Who's baby?
Thank you.
See you later, Mr. Bill. Thank you for your time. Appreciate you, sir.
thank you for yours, Coach. Thank you for yours, Coach. And Victor, thank you very much for yours. And have fun and keep doing what you're doing.
All right. You have a great night, buddy.
You as well.
All right. Bye.
Bye.